I'm Ben Cox, and I'm running for the Cabarrus County Clerk of Court in the Republican Party primary on March 3rd.
Thank you. And why are you running?
Well, did you want me to tell a little bit about myself before we get to that, or it make
Absolutely.
introduce? Well, I guess I'll start out a little bit on the personal side. I'm lived here 30 years in Cabarrus County. I've been married for 23 years. We have one daughter who is a senior at the University of Mississippi. I worked at Duke Power for 17 years. I left to go to law school and went to law school full time. Became licensed in North Carolina in 2001, South Carolina 2005. I obtained a Bachelor of Business Administration from Montreat College and subsequently went back to Montreat as an adjunct professor of business law, vice president of a 501c3 that promotes literacy. I've been in my own law practice privately here in Cabarrus County since 2001 and been voted the best law firm for 5 consecutive years. Uh, I guess that's about it for my work and personal life.
Thank you. And why are you running for the office?
I sort of think it's a calling. I do think there's a need for new leadership and a new direction in the clerk's office. It's a role of service in my mind. I had a lot of people approach me about running, encouraging me to run for various reasons. And I guess, kind of based on all of that put together, I made the decision to go ahead and pull the trigger and run for clerk.
Thank you. And why are you the best person for the office?
Well, to me, the obvious reason or biggest reason would be that I am an attorney. The clerk's office has so many functions that they oversee that having an attorney in that role will allow not only the expansion of that role, but you have someone in the place that not only can manage the people, oversee the people that are working there, work with them towards a shared goal, but things such as some of the things we may talk about at what the clerk's office does allows for the actual clerk to play more of an important role and actual hands-on as opposed to delegating that, which has been historically the role where the clerk would put somebody else hearing matters that, as an attorney, the clerk could hear himself. And I think you would see that continue on if you chose somebody who was not an attorney, but it just allows for much more productivity, efficiency, and an expanded role of the clerk himself.
Thank you. And could you please explain to voters what the clerk of the Superior Court does?
Well, I kind of like to say the clerk of court is probably, or the clerk's office, probably the most important office that you never think about. Most people's exposure to the clerk's office is going in, getting a record check, getting some sort of court record, or something of that nature, just a ministerial kind of function. And that, to me, that is the biggest role as far as public exposure. They maintain and keep records for all criminal and civil cases. They issue summons and subpoenas in both civil and criminal cases. There are millions of dollars that go through the clerk's office. They collect court costs, fines, they bonds, bail, restitution. They disperse that and accept that. They administer oaths, commissions, and there's other special proceedings that the clerk's office oversees, like the partition of land or the sale of land to raise assets. I think the benefit to having an attorney enroll is the next function that I'm talking about, because the clerk of court has exclusive original jurisdiction over the probate of wills, over the administration of estates, guardianship, disputes over executors, including the removal of executors, the internal affairs of trust, incompetency proceedings. All of those are really, I mean, when people come with that sort of issue, somebody's passed away, they're distraught, they're emotionally in need of some help. And I think you need somebody, not only that can manage the people, but has the legal background and knowledge, that knows the law and can apply that to kind of smooth things over and produce a just outcome by applying the law to a set of facts. Whereas you don't have to pass that on down the line to somebody else. But to me, that's probably the most significant role, although there's a lot of other functions that the clerk's office has. That's just to touch on a few.
Thank you. And how does the clerk impact voters directly, and how would you like to create a better experience for voters?
Well, I kind of, I saw that question and I thought, to me, it's not just impacting voters. Like I said, it's a role of service, and it's not just a role of service to voters. It's a role of service to all citizens. I mean, even if somebody doesn't vote at all, never voted, or voted for an opponent of mine, if I ended up being the clerk, I'm there to serve them regardless of party affiliation. So it's really not just voters I'm looking to serve. I have a 60-day plan that I've got in place where the first thing, I think there are personnel issues that need to be addressed. Some of those will be dealt with immediately. Some of those will take some time. I intend to meet with uh, every employee in the office individually to see what I can do to better serve them, to help them do their role, and what I expect of them to help me do my job. I think some of that may take a little bit of time. Making sure you've got the right people in the right position, to me, is critical. That's the first thing that needs to be dealt with. And then once you get there, you just need to instill in them, you need to lead by example. You need to instill in them that uh, we're all working toward the common goal. And that's to make this clerk's office the best in the state. And there's always room for improvement even after you get there. After that, I would like to meet with all the stakeholders that have an interest in the efficient operation of the clerk's office, attorneys, law enforcement, district attorney's office, the public, and as I said, employees. There's a lot of people that depend on the smooth operation of the clerk's office, and I want to meet with all of them and see how we can interact with each other to help them do their job and them help the clerk's office do their job. So there's a lot of things going on there, a lot of moving parts. I intend to have that done within 60 days, and then in my mind, it's just a matter of improving each day to work toward the common goal, really.
Thank you very much for taking the time to do the Election Hub interview. You have a couple of extra minutes. Is there anything else you would like to mention?
Well, it doesn't deal with the questions, but I would encourage everybody to get out and vote in the primary on March 3rd. In my particular race, the primary will decide who the next clerk is. I would like to tell a lot of people, the independent voters out there, especially, some of them don't realize that they can vote in a primary. They don't have to be Republican or Democrat. They can go and vote in the primary. And this is their chance to exercise their voice. I would like to see a big turnout. I hope a lot of people go vote. And this is their opportunity to be heard. But early voting starts February 12th at 8 o'clock in the morning. So everybody get out and vote. Like and follow my Facebook page at Ben Cox for Cabarrus County Clerk of Court to stay up to date on my campaign and what's going on. And beyond that, that's about it.